Hello to anybody watching. This is Kenny Killed You 4, and this is my basically little essay video on why I think the Battlefield 5 controversy is stupid. Now, to get these things first out of the way, I am not an SJW. I really think their ideology is stupid, so before you start calling me that and all these other really shitty fucking names, just know I am a logical thinker. That's all I care about, is logic. Okay? The Battlefield 5 controversy, we're going to recap, is that they're allowing women in the frontline combat. Um, I don't have a problem with this, but we'll get to that. First, we're going to go over the reaction of everybody. Reactions of fans were completely and utterly negative. They flipped out. They're calling it not historically accurate. They're basically saying that, super British women with, one arm missing and a prosthetic there are just stupid. And I do agree, the prosthetic thing, pretty fucking stupid. But sometimes you gotta let people customize their characters the way they want. If they want to, create a one-armed, red-headed British woman, let them. EA's reaction though is just to silence everybody, to call them out and call them, all the names that every typical SJW calls people they disagree with. You're a sexist, you're a misogynist, and all this other bullshit. EA's fucking stupid. They're a greedy corporation who wants to get as much money out of people as humanly possible. So, what do you expect from them? Um, Uh, First thing though is if it's in the campaign, I will have a problem with. If I look to my left or right and there is a female running next to me in the campaign, let's say like the invasion of Normandy, I'm gonna be pretty fucking salty. You don't do that. The campaign is historically accurate. You have to make it historically accurate. Now we're playing as the French resistance or the Russian military, and they want you to play as a female character. Okay, well the Russian military was the one to field the largest female force in World War II. They had about 800,000 soldiers, which seems pretty large, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, that made up of 3% of their total army. And 300,000 of which of those were nothing but, AA gun operators and searchlight operators, which granted is a very important part of the war, but they're not frontline troops. The Russians did have a sniper unit that was primarily made up of females, which of one was a female Russian sniper. I can't pronounce her name, and I'm really sorry about that, but I'm not going to butcher this. But she had like over 300 confirmed kills. That's impressive. The woman is a certified badass. Anybody who says differently, you're a fucking moron and you've never seen combat. Then you had basically the Yugoslavian resistance, which had 100,000 women, but I was too lazy to look up a nation that doesn't exist anymore and find out if they actually fought on the front lines of any particular thing. But yeah, the other ones were basically the English and the Germans both fielded women to be, anti-aircraft gunners and searchlight operators. But the English ones were told if there was an invasion that they were to retreat. They weren't supposed to stick there and fight. Um, Moving on to the multiplayer and why I don't have a problem with them including women in the multiplayer. To all the people who are saying it's historically inaccurate to have women in our multiplayer fighting in a World War II battle, the whole fucking World War II, the multiplayer battle, is historically inaccurate. If the Nazis can win the invasion of Normandy or the Battle of the Bulge or fucking anything else that they lost, or the Americans win a battle that they lost, or the English can win a battle that they lost, uh, guess what? That's historically inaccurate. The multiplayer is a fantasy battle. Period. In. You're using weapons that you would have never used in that battle. You're fucking playing as characters who are respawning. You are playing a historically inaccurate battle. So for you to go, oh, it's historically inaccurate to allow women to fucking play, uh, you're a moron. Okay? The whole battle, a whole multiplayer battle is inaccurate. It doesn't matter the level of authenticity that they can have. If the opposing side can win, and if you're not using the actual weapons that were in the battle, it's historically inaccurate. Okay? I know a lot of female gamers that play Battlefield, or I know some. I don't know a whole bunch. But if they want to create a female character in the multiplayer battle, why are you going to tell them no when the whole battle is fictitious? I don't understand that. I don't understand the uproar of letting female gamers create female avatars. If as long as the avatar doesn't experience any positives for playing as that, so like a smaller hitbox for the female avatar. No, all these soldiers are supposed to be completely even. If they have a smaller hitbox, if they move faster, hit harder, if they have advantages, then I'll have a problem with it. This isn't Rainbow Six Siege where every operator in the game has a different thing. But if they're all exactly the same in a fictitious battle, then I don't have an issue with it. And neither should you. You, as gamers altogether, we should want as many people playing our games as humanly possible. I want as many people playing Battlefield 5 when it comes out as possible because it's more fun. And if they add a level of customization that they did in Battlefield 4, I'll be happy. Like the level of weapon customization in Battlefield 4 was amazing. I loved it, and the fact that you could change your person's camo to better suit the environment that you're in was great. They probably should have added female fighters in Battlefield 4, considering the fact that it's a modern day setting and it's a fictitious war. It's a war between Russia, China, and the US. So why didn't they add them then? Who knows? But adding them in Battlefield 5 and then people crying, foul because it's not historically accurate, none of the battles that you play in multiplayer are historically accurate. So don't sit there and complain when it's not right. Like I said, multiplayer or single player, I'll have an issue with. I'll have a massive issue if I'm playing as the Americans invading fucking Normandy and I turn to my right and there's some redhead, amputee swinging a fucking mallet and killing Nazis, then I'll have an issue because that's not historically accurate. The single player has to be historically accurate. Multiplayer, don't care. Let people create what they want to create. As long as this game gives me deep customization in both my character, which it already looks like it does. We got people who look like Kratos and samurai swords in places that doesn't exist. And deep customization for the weapons, I'm not gonna have an issue. To all the people who are like, oh, well, it's got to be historically accurate. If you want historically accurate, get a PC and download any of the hundreds of fucking games that are on Steam that are historically accurate, that have historical fucking, your weapons are inaccurate as fuck. It's a grind to get through. And I love those games, don't get me wrong. I have a few on my list, but they're not games I go back to. Battlefield is a game that I go back to because it's just pure fun. I can just sit back, turn my brain off. It's like a big action movie. You can just sit back, turn your brain off, and it's over. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. If you don't like it and you want to call me all these stupid names, then go ahead. I know me. I know who I am. Go ahead. But if you claim yourself as an open-minded, or not even open-minded, but a logical person, then you'll understand what I'm saying. They're fictitious battles. You shouldn't have an issue with anything that's in them. Now, again, you want to say in the campaign, I'm all right beside you. It's stupid. But in the